The blast never reached her. The moment the woman threw the device, the tunnel lights died, the air snapped cold, and everything went black, not normal darkness, but the kind that feels like it's closing around your face. Something grabbed her arm, not the woman, not the scout, something else. A grip too cold, too steady, too certain. The woman's hand slammed down on hers, ripping her free. "Don't let anything hold you," she said. "If it gets a full grip, you're done." The darkness shifted, not away from them, but around them, like it was rearranging itself to block every direction at once. The woman pulled her forward. "Move, now." They ran blind, the tunnel floor vibrating under their feet like something massive was moving beneath it. The air thickened, pressing against her chest, making every breath feel stolen. Behind them, the scout screeched, a sharp, metallic sound that cut straight through the dark. Ahead of them, something answered. Not a screech, not a growl, a low, steady exhale, like something enormous had just woken up. The woman stopped, not because she wanted to, because the darkness in front of them pulled back, revealing a shape that filled the tunnel wall to wall. Not the creature from the street, not the scout, not the thing from the pipes. Something bigger, something older, something that didn't move out of the way because it didn't have to. The woman's voice dropped to a whisper that barely existed. "Don't speak, don't breathe, don't even think loud." The shape leaned forward. The tunnel behind them went silent. The woman grabbed her hand. "When I say run, you run." The shape inhaled. The air around them collapsed inward. The woman didn't wait. Run. They ran, but the tunnel didn't stay still. The floor shifted under their feet, not collapsing, not cracking, just moving, like something underneath was adjusting its position. The woman didn't react. She just pulled her harder. "Don't stop. If the ground settles under you, it'll take you." She didn't know what that meant, but she didn't slow. Behind them, the massive shape inhaled again, a deep, dragging pull that made the air around them thin out like it was being stolen. The lights overhead flickered once, then died completely. The woman didn't need them. "Left wall," she said. "Hand out. Don't touch it. Just follow the air shift." She reached out, fingers hovering inches from the concrete. The air beside the wall was colder, moving in a slow, steady current. The woman nodded. "Good. That's the only safe line." A sound echoed behind them, not footsteps, not scraping, not breathing. A drag, something enormous pulling itself forward without lifting its weight. The woman's grip tightened. Faster. They followed the cold current along the wall, feet slipping on condensation, the tunnel narrowing around them. The air pressure changed again, a sudden, violent drop that made her ears pop. The woman stopped, not because she wanted to, because the air in front of them stopped moving. Completely. The woman's voice dropped to a whisper. "That's not a wall." The darkness ahead of them shifted, a slow, deliberate movement, like something turning its head toward them. Behind them, the drag sound got closer. The woman grabbed her shoulders. "You're going to run on my count. Straight ahead. Don't hesitate." The shape in front of them leaned forward. The drag behind them sped up. The woman's voice cut through the dark. 1. The air tightened. 2. The floor vibrated. 3. She shoved her. "Run." She ran exactly where the woman shoved her, straight into the dark, no light, no sound, no sense of direction. The air felt wrong, thick, like it was being pushed from both sides at once. Behind her, the drag sound accelerated. Ahead of her, the shape that wasn't a wall shifted again, a slow, deliberate movement that made the air pressure drop so fast her ears rang. The woman caught up beside her, breath sharp, voice low. "Don't slow down. If it gets a clean read on your stride, it'll match it." She didn't know what that meant, but she ran harder. The tunnel narrowed suddenly, forcing them shoulder to shoulder. The walls vibrated, not from machinery, not from movement, but from something listening. The woman grabbed her wrist. "Stay center. If you touch the walls, it'll know exactly where to cut." A deep, low exhale rolled through the tunnel behind them, the massive shape inhaling again, pulling the air forward like it was dragging their breath out of their lungs. The woman didn't look back. "It's closing the distance." The floor shifted under her feet, a subtle tilt, like the ground was deciding which direction to drop them. The woman yanked her left. "Jump." She didn't think. She jumped. A split second later, the floor behind them collapsed inward, not like a trapdoor, but like something underneath had opened its mouth. The drag sound stopped. The massive shape inhaled again. The woman shoved her forward. "Don't look back." She didn't, but she heard it. A sound that didn't belong underground. A slow, heavy rise, like something enormous was lifting itself up from the hole they'd just avoided. The woman's voice dropped to a razor-thin whisper. "It's not chasing us anymore." A pause. "It's coming up." The sound of the thing climbing out of the hole wasn't loud. That made it worse. No scraping, no impact, just a steady, deliberate lift, like something enormous was pulling itself upward without touching the walls. The woman didn't look back. "Don't turn around. If you see it halfway out, you won't move again." She didn't know what that meant, but she kept her eyes forward. The tunnel ahead narrowed again, the ceiling dropping low enough that she had to duck. The air pressure shifted, a sudden, sharp squeeze that made her chest tighten. The woman grabbed her arm. Stay low. If it gets a height reading, it'll match your center mass. Behind them, the rise stopped. Silence. Too much silence. The woman froze. No, keep going. That's not it stopping. That's it choosing. The floor under their feet vibrated, a low, pulsing tremor that moved through the concrete like a heartbeat that didn't belong to anything human. The woman shoved her forward. Run. They sprinted, the tunnel walls closing in, the air thinning, the ceiling dropping even lower. Pipes overhead rattled violently, shaking dust loose in thick clouds. Then the tremor behind them changed. Not a rise, not a drag, a shift, like something massive had turned its entire body toward them. The woman's voice sharpened. It's facing us. The air pressure dropped so fast her ears popped. The lights flickered once, then died completely. The woman grabbed her shoulders. When it moves, it won't sound like movement. It'll sound like the tunnel changing shape. A deep, slow exhale rolled through the dark behind them. Not breath, not wind, just displacement, like the space itself was being pushed aside. The woman didn't wait. Down. She shoved her to the floor just as the tunnel behind them compressed, the wall slamming inward with a force that shook the entire passage. The woman pulled her up. Go, now. They ran. Behind them, the tunnel expanded again, not back to normal, but wider, like something enormous needed more room to follow. The woman didn't look back. It's not climbing anymore. A pause. It's coming upright. They ran, but the tunnel didn't stay the same shape. The ceiling lifted. The walls widened. The air pressure dropped so fast her vision blurred. The woman didn't slow. It's standing, she said. Keep moving. Behind them, the sound changed. No more dragging, no more climbing. Just a single, heavy shift, like something enormous had straightened its spine. The woman grabbed her arm and pulled her harder. Don't look back. If you see it upright, you'll freeze. She didn't know what that meant, but she kept her eyes forward. The tunnel ahead split, two paths, identical, both dark, both silent. The woman didn't hesitate. Right. They sprinted into the new corridor, the air colder, the floor smoother, the walls vibrating with a low hum that didn't match anything mechanical. Behind them, the thing stepped into the split. The entire tunnel tilted, not collapsing, not breaking, tilting, like the space itself was adjusting to its weight. The woman shoved her forward. Faster. The hum in the walls sharpened, rising in pitch until it felt like needles in her ears. The woman covered one ear with her free hand. It's scanning. Don't let it get a clean read. The hum peaked. The lights overhead flickered once. Then the tunnel behind them compressed, the walls slamming inward with a force that shook dust loose in thick clouds. The woman didn't look back. It's narrowing the path. The floor under their feet shifted again, a sudden, sharp drop that made her stumble. The woman caught her, yanked her upright. Stay with me. Another shift behind them, heavier, closer, deliberate. The woman's voice dropped to a razor-thin command. It's choosing the right tunnel. A pause. It's coming this way. They ran. The hum in the walls cut out. The air went still, too still. The woman stopped mid-stride. No, that's not silence. The floor vibrated. A slow, steady step echoed down the tunnel. The woman grabbed her shoulders. When it reaches 3 steps, we're out of time. The first step landed. The tunnel shook. The woman's grip tightened. Run. The first step behind them hit like a dropped engine block, a deep, heavy impact that shook dust loose from the ceiling. The woman didn't look back. Keep moving. They ran, the tunnel narrowing again, the air thinning until every breath felt like it was being pulled out of her chest instead of taken in. The second step landed. The tunnel tilted, a sharp, sudden shift that nearly threw her off her feet. The woman caught her arm, yanked her upright. Don't fall. If you hit the ground, it'll take the whole floor. She didn't know what that meant, but she didn't stumble again. The hum in the walls returned, higher, sharper, vibrating through the concrete like something was charging up. The woman pressed a hand to the wall without touching it. No, it's not scanning, it's marking. The third step landed. Everything stopped. The hum cut out. The air froze. The tunnel went dead silent. The woman grabbed her shoulders hard enough to hurt. Listen to me. When it takes the third step, it knows exactly where we are. The floor under them dropped an inch, not collapsing, adjusting. The woman shoved her forward. Run. Now. They sprinted, the tunnel shifting with them, walls tightening, ceiling lowering, floor vibrating like something underneath was matching their pace. Behind them, the thing took a 4th step. The tunnel compressed, the wall slamming inward so fast she felt the air shove her forward. The woman didn't slow. It's not walking anymore. A pause. It's aligning. The 5th step wasn't a step. It was a shift, a sudden, violent displacement of air that made her ears ring and her vision blur. The woman's voice dropped to a razor-thin command. Down. She shoved her flat just as something massive swept through the space where her head had been, silent, fast, deliberate. The woman pulled her up. Move. They ran. Behind them, the tunnel expanded again, not back to normal, but wider, like something enormous needed more room to follow. The woman didn't look back. It's not tracking us. A beat. It's targeting you. They ran, but the tunnel didn't stay straight. The floor shifted sideways, a sharp, unnatural slide that forced her into the woman's shoulder. The woman steadied her without slowing. It's adjusting the path. Don't let it push you into the wall. She kept to the center, breath sharp, legs burning. The air pressure dropped again, fast, violent, like something behind them had inhaled the entire corridor. The woman didn't look back. That's not breath. That's displacement. It's closing the distance. A deep, heavy step landed behind them, not fast, not rushed, just certain. The tunnel lights flickered once. The woman grabbed her arm. Left. Now. They cut into a narrow side passage, the ceiling dropping low enough that she had to crouch. The walls vibrated with a low, steady pulse, not mechanical, not alive, something in between. Behind them, the thing stepped into the side passage. The pulse in the walls stopped. The woman froze. No, keep going. If the walls go quiet, it's listening. They moved slower now, forced by the low ceiling, every step echoing too loudly. The woman pressed a finger to her lips. Don't breathe deep. It'll track the air shift. She tried to breathe shallow, but her lungs were burning. The woman noticed. Hold it. Just for a second. Behind them, the thing took another step. The ceiling above them bowed downward, dust falling in a thin sheet. The woman shoved her forward. Go. Crawl if you have to. They crouched lower, moving fast as the ceiling continued to drop, the space tightening around them. The woman kept one hand on her back, pushing her forward. The next step behind them wasn't a step. It was a compression, the air collapsing inward, the walls tightening, the ceiling dropping another inch. The woman's voice dropped to a razor-thin whisper. It's forcing us into a choke point. The passage narrowed until she had to turn her shoulders sideways to fit. The woman squeezed in behind her, breath controlled, movements precise. Another compression. The ceiling dropped again. The woman leaned close. When it compresses 3 times, the passage seals. A pause. That was 2. The third compression hit. The ceiling slammed down. The woman shoved her forward with everything she had. Move. They slid into a wider chamber just as the passage behind them sealed shut, the concrete folding in on itself like it had never been open. The woman pulled her upright. It didn't trap us. A beat. It's funneling us. The chamber they fell into wasn't big. It wasn't safe. It wasn't even empty. The moment they hit the floor, the air changed, a sharp, sudden pressure shift that made her knees buckle. The woman steadied her, eyes locked on the walls. Don't move. The chamber was circular, smooth, too smooth, no seams, no pipes, no exits except the sealed passage behind them. The air felt thick, heavy, like it was being held in place. The woman scanned the room. No, this isn't a chamber, it's a hold. A deep vibration rolled through the floor, not from above, not from behind, but from beneath them. The woman grabbed her arm. Stay off the center. She pulled her toward the wall, keeping her steps light, controlled. The vibration intensified, rising through the concrete like something enormous was shifting directly under their feet. The sealed passage behind them bulged outward, concrete bending like it was softening. The woman's voice dropped. It's not breaking through. It's waiting. The vibration stopped. The air went still. Too still. The woman froze. No, that's not silence. That's alignment. The floor under the center of the chamber sank an inch, perfectly smooth, perfectly controlled. The woman shoved her back. Don't step near it. The center sank another inch. Then another. Then it stopped. A single, heavy step echoed from the sealed passage. Not close, not far, just certain. The woman's grip tightened. It's marking the room. The walls vibrated once. The floor vibrated back. The woman's face hardened. It knows we're in here. The sealed passage behind them cracked, a thin, sharp line running down the center. The woman pulled her close. When that opens, don't run toward the exit. A pause. Run anywhere else. The crack widened. The air pressure dropped. Something on the other side inhaled. The woman didn't wait. Get ready. The crack in the sealed passage widened, concrete splitting cleanly down the center like it had been designed to open that way. Dust fell in a thin sheet. The air pressure dropped again, sharp, sudden, enough to make her vision blur. The woman pulled her back from the center of the room. Stay with me. Don't step toward the opening. The crack spread to the floor, then to the ceiling, then it stopped. Silence. Too much silence. The woman's grip tightened. It's not coming through yet. It's waiting for the room to finish. The floor under the center of the chamber sank another inch, perfectly smooth, perfectly controlled. The walls vibrated once, a low, steady pulse that moved around the room in a circle. The woman's eyes narrowed. No, that's not vibration. That's a count. The pulse circled again. Once, twice, 3 times. The crack in the passage snapped open, the 2 halves folding outward like doors. Something stood on the other side. Not the scout, not the upright thing. Something else, tall, still, too still, like it hadn't decided how to move yet. The woman shoved her behind her. Don't look at it. If it sees your eyes, it'll lock your direction. The figure didn't step forward. It didn't breathe. It didn't shift. It just waited. The floor under the center of the chamber dropped another inch. The woman's voice dropped to a razor-thin whisper. It's not entering. A pause. It's drawing us in. The figure tilted its head, slow, deliberate, like it was listening to something inside the room instead of them. The chamber pulsed again. Once. Twice. The woman grabbed her shoulders. When it hits 3, the floor opens. The figure leaned forward. The pulse hit 3. The floor under the center of the chamber collapsed, dropping into a black vertical shaft that swallowed the air with it. The woman didn't hesitate. Move. She shoved her toward the far wall just as the figure stepped into the room, silent, certain, blocking the only exit they didn't have. The woman pulled her close. It's not here to chase. A beat. It's here to push. The figure stepped fully into the chamber, blocking the cracked passage behind it. It didn't rush. It didn't posture. It just stood there, like it already knew exactly where she'd move next. The woman pulled her back from the collapsing center. Stay with me. Don't let it angle you. The floor vibrated, a low, steady pulse rising from the shaft below. The figure tilted its head, listening to the room instead of them. The woman's grip tightened. It's not watching us. It's waiting for the room to finish. The walls pulsed once, twice. The figure stepped forward. The woman shoved her toward the far edge of the chamber. Move, now. The figure stepped closer, the chamber tightening with it. The woman pulled her back, voice low and sharp. Don't let it angle you. If it gets your line, it won't miss. The floor vibrated once. The figure moved again.